This man casually kicked a soccer ball, but a boy passing by was surprised. The man controlled the ball very well, and Aoi thought this man must be special. Soon, Fukuda noticed Aoi standing on the steps. Fukuda immediately shared his soccer skills with Aoi. He explained that when touching the ball, one should turn their body instantly and then start running with the ball. That's how you execute a proper kick. Aoi was about to approach Fukuda for further guidance, but Fukuda was on the ground, drawing circles with a stick. He asked Aoi to stand in the center of the cross and kick the ball into the circles. Aoi was to keep kicking the ball into the targets until he could consistently hit them all. Fukuda also added that Aoi had to touch the ball within 3 steps after kicking it into the circle. Aoi thought this sounded simple, but the next second, he was shocked. Aoi had been kicking from morning till night, but he still couldn't meet Fukuda's challenge. Kicking the ball into the circle was easy, but to touch the ball within 3 steps, Aoi needed to eliminate all unnecessary movements. Fukuda saw Aoi's frustration and realized he might have expected too much from him. However, before Fukuda left, he had one last question. He asked Aoi why, during the day, he had suddenly changed direction to collect the opponent's missed ball and then scored a goal between 2 defenders. Fukuda thought Aoi, who wanted to win on his own, didn't really understand the game, but Aoi simply found Fukuda too annoying. He grabbed the coin from Fukuda's hand and decided to demonstrate. On the surface, it seemed to align with what Fukuda had said, but Aoi explained that the teammates were already exhausted. He had to defend his area to move freely. So, Aoi's goal wasn't just luck, it was the result of the whole team working together. Aoi was still explaining to Fukuda, but Fukuda was already stunned. He couldn't believe Aoi had memorized the positions of all 22 players on the field. Time passed quickly, and when Fukuda woke up, he had no idea what time it was. He hadn't expected Aoi to practice the entire night, and what was even more unbelievable was that Aoi had perfectly achieved his own challenge. Aoi asked Fukuda to come look, and by the time the sun rose, Aoi had kicked every ball into the circle. Fukuda found it unbelievable. Aoi was so exhausted that he collapsed. It turned out that Fukuda was the head coach of the youth team. He joined the strongest team at 18, became a key player at 20, and reached the top of the world at 23. Eventually, after an injury, he retired and became the youth team's head coach. Fukuda aimed to build a soccer club that would dominate the world and crush all the former champions. He invited Aoi to participate in this year's team selection, which would be held in 10 days. However, Aoi's family was not wealthy, and it was hard for him to go to the city to play soccer. They didn't have enough money. Just as Aoi was about to give up, his brother found him. His brother had saved up the money, and he said if it was for the selection, it wasn't a big deal. They could figure out the rest later. His brother told Aoi to see the outside world, to save the money, and he would explain things to their mom. His brother insisted Aoi must go to the selection and reach the world stage.